no calories, just living free. Robert Ferguson's got the plan you need. With diet-free life, it's the key. No more starving, getting rid of inflammation. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see it through. DFL, we're teaching you to eat food right. Teaching you to pair food with each bite. Balancing our body's microbiome, feeling so right. With diet-free life, the health futures lose by.
Hello. This is Diet-Free Life with Robert Ferguson. I want to say thank you for being here. I share because I care, and today is no different. Now, if you want to learn more about me, make sure you hit like, especially if you're on YouTube. Like, subscribe, make sure you hit comment, ask a question. And if I don't catch it live, I will come back and I will share the answer or give you my best feedback based on what I believe is going to be helpful for you. Okay. Now, that being said, let me also invite you to go to my website at dietfreelife.com. And if you look underneath, you will see that we have many links. You can have a link where you can schedule a free consultation with me. You can send me an email and maybe you have a question or you want to learn more about the different programs that we have. But the focus today is on an article that I wrote based on a study that I was the publisher on what is best when it comes to losing weight. Is it best to eat one meal a day? Maybe 2 meals a day? And what about 3 meals a day? Now, depending on who you ask, you're going to get different responses. Sometimes people are going to say 1 meal because their religion tells them to do 1 meal. And I can 1000% over the top respect that. I literally have clients right now that I coach who want to lose weight that their religious beliefs have them eating 1 meal a day. However, when it puts a person's health at risk, even when it's a religious thing, oftentimes people are open to maybe going with what I'm going to recommend, which is 3 meals a day. And once they get to their goal and we optimize and improve health, then they can go to their 1 meal a day. Now, I am a test-based guy. I really am. So when I share information and what I've done over the years, I don't share information unless I believe that I can debate it with anybody. So I wrote the article for those of you who want to learn or understand more instead of me just talking about it. But some people just like maybe to hear someone talk about it. So I'm going to share with you some facts. And again, you can go to the article that I wrote. It goes into more detail. There is a bibliography that's available so you can look at the references. But I'm speaking from a place where it's evidence-based and clinically proven. So for instance, let's say you wanted to be a nutritionist or you wanted to become a health coach and you go, where should I go? Now you could go to school for 5, 6, 7 years or more, and you could become a clinical nutritionist or a registered dietitian, or you could become an expert in dietetics. Or you could enroll and spend $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 into a program and then become certified as a nutritionist or a health coach. But once you do that, here's something that I want you to know. You still don't have an evidence-based and clinically proven method that you can coach people on. I do. And that's a big part of one, how I work with individuals and I coach people because I have clients. And 2, I have coaches who go through my certification and they get certified to teach the exact same thing that I teach, that is evidence-based and is clinically proven. Now, to say that is a big deal, right? So if you're new to nutrition, or you know a little bit, but okay, what does this have to do with me losing weight? Stay with me, because you're less likely to meet someone who has proven their methodology in a randomized controlled trial, which is the gold standard for proving that what I recommend or what we teach and coach on as far as nutrition actually works. We've proven it, not once, but twice. And we have some other trials that are on their way. Okay. So when I say that, that's why I don't get pushback publicly, because no one can contest what we have proven, right? It's not a theory. It's not a thought. It's not, oh, I'm going to try this program, or, hey, I think you can lose weight. And maybe you could lose weight a certain way. Maybe there are other things out there that are working for certain people, but they don't have something that is evidence-based and clinically proven. So again, like my focus in the audience that I speak to, I'm looking for people who want to be informed, who don't want to fall for gimmicks. I'm not looking for people who are just caught up in just sharing another lie or a false promise. So you're not my audience, right? So a lot of the kids who are looking for a quick biohack, or just something that they think works, or they kind of believe it works, I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that is all about evidence-based and clinically proven, because we've done the work and we're in a place where we are consistent with our outcomes. I take your health seriously. Blood pressure, medications, tension, diabetes, inflammation, insulin resistance, Hashimoto's, gouts, lupus. I take it seriously. I'm not someone who's just going to be guessing. And the good news is that we've done the testing. We've proven it. Okay. Sorry for that long opening, but here's what I'm going to focus on now. And I'm going to share with you, and I welcome any questions that you have. Okay. So when you do a clinical trial, it can be very expensive. So knowing that, when I had my very first trial, going back to the state of Missouri with Aetna Insurance, they put up all the money. Okay. And that's a lot of money. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of energy. So I was like, let's take advantage. This is going to set the stage for everything. So our goal was to work with Medicaid, the Medicaid population. So a lot of people who were financially challenged. Now, if someone has Medicaid, that does not mean they're automatically financially challenged. Just let's everybody should know that. Not everybody's broke and not everybody's poor that's on Medicaid. Like if you were in foster child, you're a foster child, and you get adopted by a very wealthy family, you get Medicaid because of where you were. Once you got it, you got it. Okay. So not everybody's broke, not everybody's poor. Okay. But regardless, a lot of people were challenged financially, which was a big part of what we wanted to demonstrate. We wanted to demonstrate engagement, meaning how many people we could win over and get on board in this trial. And we also wanted to demonstrate retention. Like if people started, then they stay with it. And we did a really good job with that. So with over 4,000 people, we had 81% retention, which is amazing. My contract said 40% was the goal. If I was at 40%, we were successful. We were 81%. Now, this project that we started was about to expand into hundreds of thousands and then millions of people. But unfortunately, there was a challenge with Aetna. They ended up losing their contract with the state, and then that just brought everything to a halt. That's the only reason why it didn't move forward. But we did complete the trial. And all of that data and information I own. Woohoo! Okay. Trust me, it helps me to this day. And that was 11 years ago when we started it. And it puts me in a position where I can share with you what I'm about to share with you right now. Okay. So everybody good? Any questions? Okay. Any questions? Okay. So when we were doing the work, and I don't think maybe I've shared this in the past. I haven't shared it, but it came to my attention because of someone I was working with in Missouri brought it to my attention. And I was like, you know what? I need to write an article on that. And it was when out of the 4,000 plus people that we worked with, we took 450 people and we put them into like 3 different categories. So this made it randomized and it was controlled. So there was no placebo involved. So what we teach with the Diet Free Life methodology is how to combine foods in a way that we call a fat burning meal. Now, if you don't know the methodology, you can come up with some different ideas of what you perceive a fat burning meal would be, but it actually means something in our program. So just bear with me as I talk about it, but I don't go into great detail as far as like what it is and how it works. But we call it a fat burning meal. So when you make a fat burning meal, that means you're combining your foods in a way that fits with our methodology. So you learn this when you become a client, right? So if you're working with me or you work with one of our other coaches, you learn how to make a fat burning meal. Once you learn how to make a fat burning meal, then it'll make more sense. Okay. So whenever I say fat burning meal, I'm referring to what our method teaches you when you're a client. Okay. So we had 3 different groups, and I'm going to go really slow because I want you guys to get this because it can be a game changer, especially for those of you who still believe that calories in versus calories out is the foundation for weight loss. We proved that to not be true. And there's a whole bunch of books been written, as well as studies that also support the fact that weight loss is not about calories. It's not about eating less and moving more. That's not scientific as you may think it is. And we proved it, and I'm going to walk you through that. Okay. So we had 150 people, primarily women, who ate 1 meal a day. So I want you to think of the first group, 1,500 calories. Now we wanted to bring, I'm making a point here. Now in those calories, we kept the macronutrients the same. So macronutrients are proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, right? So protein could be chicken, turkey, eggs, right? So once they knew what a protein was, that was like 20% of the calories for that day. So out of 1,500 calories, about 20% of those calories came from protein. 50% of those calories came from carbohydrates. And 30% of those calories came from fat, like butter, avocado, ghee, and the fat that's in the food, right? Sometimes. Okay. So you had group 1 ate 1 meal a day. That means 1 meal. And this kind of like talks to intermittent fasting, right? 1 meal, 1,500 calories, sit down, get it done. Now, 500 calories, for instance, would be 1 Big Mac. Now, if you add some fries to that and a milkshake, it's easy to hit 1,500 calories. I mean, real easy. Then we had second group, they consumed 1,500 calories also, but they split that up into 2 meals with the goal of 750 calories in each meal, right? So 2, if you take 1,500 calories divided by 2, because 2 meals, that's 750 calories in each meal. And the macronutrients were the exact same. 20% protein, 50% carbs, 30% fat. And then the third group we had, they took the 1,500 calories, because every group did 1,500 calories, and they split it up into 3 meals. 3 meals. So on average, that's what, 500 calories per meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, after 12 weeks, everybody lost weight who were 100% on the program. But the group that lost the most weight, okay, let me see if I can do this right. I'm gonna try something here. Stick with me, because I'm feeling it. I got some new little toys I'm working with. Okay, the group that lost the most weight, drum roll, please. I love it. The group that lost the most weight was the group that ate 3 meals. Yeah, you heard me. Now, my intermittent fasting people, you don't like that, do you? Okay. Oh, hey. Calm down. All right, I'm done with the toys. Okay, but here's the deal, you guys. It didn't matter. Or it doesn't matter the calorie intake as opposed to the frequency of eating. Now, not everybody can eat 3 meals a day, but we prove conclusively, because it's a randomized controlled trial, that the people who had 3 meals with the same amount of calories compared to 2 meals and 1 meal got the best results. And when we looked at the studies and the feedback from the people who participated, the feedback was amazing. And I'm not going to go into great detail. And I didn't add this part into the article because I want to do a follow-up. But it was interesting to hear the feedback, because the diabetics, the people with high blood pressure, they reported so many more benefits because they did 3 meals compared to the groups that did 2 and 1. Now, everybody did lose weight, but almost double the weight loss came from the group that ate 3 meals. So if your goal is to lose weight, okay, I'm going to say learn how to eat, which is like what I teach as a coach. So when I take on a client, I'm going to teach you how to make fat burning meals, and I'm going to help you be successful. Now, if you are not successful, because I coach people that are not successful, it's not me. I can say that because I have an evidence-based, clinically proven methodology that is proven to work whether you live in Ireland, Indiana, New York, South America. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you live, doesn't matter your genetic makeup. Our methodology is proven. So when I coach you and you're not successful, that's on you. That's not on me. Now, my job is to motivate you and to keep you engaged. But if you have an ego, or you have an attitude problem, or you lack humility, or you're insecure, it's going to be hard for me to help you because you don't want to help yourself. But if you are ready to be successful and you're ready to have a coach, oh, let's go. I'm all in. Now, let's say that you're one of those people, and I had a couple calls with some clients today that the week didn't go so well. And I say, all right, let's look at the week. Did we get in 3 meals? Did you eat more than that? Did you eat less than that? And if a person is not following through with adhering to the methodology, then that doesn't mean you're not going to be successful. As a coach, what happens is I say, hey, what's making it challenging? Like, let's say you couldn't get in breakfast. Okay, as your coach, let's figure out a plan so you can get in breakfast. Let's figure out a way. And then I coach you and help you with that. Now, some people, and I've had this a lot with a lot of my rich clients, very wealthy, almost elitist, and it's interesting. My very wealthy clients, they don't realize that their attitude is a big reason why they may not be as successful. It's like I don't know, it almost makes me sick to my stomach sometimes. And when they're like that, I don't want to coach them anyway. But the ones who think they're all that because of, and that's what I mean by a lack of humility or an ego, they're not coachable. They're not. And then you got people who ego gets in the way and they're not coachable because they think they can figure it out on their own. They don't see the value in having help. So those people will never really be successful unless they get on a drug. And then if the drug plays with their mind, like a GLP-1 drug, and it takes away their desires for food and enjoyment as it pertains to food, they need that. But like if I'm sitting down with Robert Kennedy Jr. or the group at MAHA, Make America Healthy Again, what I'm sharing is completely different when everybody else is sharing. I'm coming more from a psychological standpoint because even when people know what to eat, they don't always follow through because they got some other things that need some support and some help. And a lot of those people don't want to address it, so they turn the channel, meaning they look for another program, they look for another coach, they look for another way. Instead of like getting some balls, stepping up to the plate and going, all right, let me get humble. Let me be humble. And I'm telling you right now, the people who aren't humble, they lack humility. And they'll never tell you that because they think they're humble. They'll never be successful. I'm telling you, I'm telling you right now, unless they get on a drug. And some of them, because of their lack of humility, will go on a drug because in their mind, they'll go, I'm just going to do the GLP-1 drug for a little bit, just get some momentum. And they're embarrassed to tell people because they're embarrassed of what they're doing because they know that they just lacked humility or they lack something in order to like get going and to be successful. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It's so interesting in weight loss, right? So as I'm getting ready to introduce you guys to some people that are going to be on my podcast. I have 3 ladies that are going to be regulars on my podcast. And we're going to have some fun because they have opinions. They have insight. They don't say yes to me. They're not like in full agreement with everything I say, which is great. That's what I want. And that's what I need in my life. I want pushback. I want curiosity. That's what you want. You don't want people who are in agreement with you that are like, yes, people. I've seen enough of that being a nutritionist for a lot of celebrities. And I don't want that life. I like what I like, and that is real people who are transparent, who are going to tell the truth. And if they learn on live, like a podcast video, they'll be like, you get to feel it with them. That they felt it. They learned it all at the same time. Otherwise, I'm telling you, man, people are not going to be successful. It's not going to happen. Many people are going to die overweight. They will never, ever, ever, ever lose the weight and be successful. That's just the way it is. And it's really sad that that's the case. But most of it is because they have given up. I have created programs for people where all they had to do was pay for a cup of coffee for me and a sandwich once a week. And I'll show up for them. And they gave up. They quit. Think about it. And some of those people are catching me live and they're watching and they know you're one of them. You gave up on yourself. You totally threw in the towel and decided to just be okay with mediocrity. Now, I can't help you. I could help you, but a big part of what you got to work on, those people, is you got to go back and look at adverse childhood experiences. Something happened in your childhood. Something happened in your life where you really don't feel you deserve to be successful. And I don't know what it is, but if you can uncover that and then get in path, get in line with the truth, you can be successful. I mean, it's amazing the psychology of working with clients. Like, I have some that I believe are my best friend in the world. We talk all the time. I have a coach call supposed to be over in 15 minutes, and we would go 35 minutes, 60 minutes. I would call them. They would text me, hey, watch this movie. We become friends. But once they give up on themselves, once they give up, no text message, no return call, no, hey, Robert, can we get on the phone? They just run. They, like the kids say, they ghost you. Then you run into them in the store and they try to ignore you or avoid you. And you see them and they've gained all that weight back. I see it all the time. They gave up. Whereas like someone like Linda, who I gave a big acknowledgement to this week, Linda is one of my best clients of all time. I mean, actually, there's way more than Linda. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them, right? Because when I first said that, right now, I'm thinking of Cindy V. Cindy V had gained her weight back. And she gave me that call, and she's like, all right, let's get back into it. And we got started. And then she lost the weight, and she is not gaining that weight back. I'm almost done, you guys. I'm going to wrap it up because I'm going somewhere with what I'm sharing with you. Linda was like, let's do this. And every week we would have our check-in call. We would have calls that last 5 minutes, sometimes 15, 20 minutes. But she never gave up. And she went from 249 pounds in her 60s to 125 pounds. And the last time she was 125 pounds, she was like in the 8th grade. She did things that most people, they could look at her and just stare at her and just wonder, how did she do it? She's no different than you, except for she's humble. Humility goes a long way, people. Trust me. I got a whole bunch of people, I watch them, even my coaches. The ones that are humble do well. The ones that aren't humble, they struggle. That's a fact. I have a call later today with one of my clients who I just think the world of. Debbie was 253 pounds. Now she's 140 pounds, 253, 140. She was on all kind of medication, like a lot of medication. And she's off all of it. She was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. Anyone who knows what rheumatoid arthritis is, when you get it, you got it for the rest of your life. She just messaged me and sent me over her lab work. She went and saw the doctor last week. And I can't wait to talk to you, Debbie. There's no sign of it. She's off all meds. And there's no sign. There's no diagnosis with anything. This is a woman that was on blood pressure medication. She was taking medications for her arthritis. She was popping Tylenol on a daily basis. The discomfort, the pain, the frustration, the anguish. It's all gone. How can a person watch me share what I'm sharing and I can back it up and give you the data? How can you just be okay with being obese and overweight? Like, help. Can someone message me? And because I'm not saying to give up food. I'm saying learn and apply. Learn how to eat and apply. Stay humble. Learn, apply, and be accountable. LAA. Learn, apply what you learn. Make a fat burning meal. Be accountable. Go see your coach. Check in with your coach. If it's me, great. If it's someone else, great. And be honest. Like one of the people that I'm going to have on the show, one of the ladies, she's in recovery. And I love that. You want to know why I love working with people who are in recovery? Because they are very honest. That's why they're still sober. Like you learn real quick in recovery to be honest. I watched my mom do it. She's been sober now for, I think, almost 45 years in February. So I believe February, and Mom, correct me if I'm wrong, February 2026, it'll be 45 years or 44, one of them. And she has not had alcohol. That's impressive. Okay. Now, the last part of the study I want to share with you guys, this is the last part, then we'll be done. The last part is and I did this years ago. And so I did it. I remembered it's in my head. I also have documentation on it. But I was able to log 141 people who I had worked with. And if I didn't work with them directly as their coach, they had followed one of my programs in the past, which is the same methodology. And these 141 people had lost a lot of weight, but then they gained it all back. See, I'm interested more on, like, I'm more interested, and I would encourage you to do the same if you want to lose weight, is to talk to people who lost the weight and kept it off. Like, I'm not interested in how fast you lost it. I want to know how long have you kept the weight off. Like, that is empowering to me. Like, to me, that's way more powerful. And I can say this because if when I say, all right, Linda went from 249 to 125, the number one thing I get from people is, all right, how long did it take her? I'm like, what? You're missing the whole opportunity here. It's not about how fast she lost it. I would love people to be at a place where they go, wow, she went from 249 to 125. How long has she kept the weight off? That's way more powerful. It's kind of like if you want to go to recovery, do you get caught up in how fast you can get into rehab? What the facility looks like? What kind of food that they have in the rehab? Were the counselors good? I mean, that's all important. But what's more important is to talk to someone like my mom who went to rehab and has not had a drink for 40-something years. It's like, I want to know more about, okay, you lost the weight, Linda. How long have you kept it off? That's the future of weight loss, you guys, is when we as consumers get it and we start getting focused in the lifestyle, because it's the lifestyle that's going to keep it off. It's not a GLP-1 that's keeping it off. You can do that for a while. But after a while, you want to participate in Thanksgiving. After a while, you want to have something at the fair. After a while, you want to enjoy yourself for New Year's and for some of the other holidays, instead of being the only one sitting there and not eating because the GLP-1 drug has taken away your desire. Oh, God. All right, so let me close by just sharing this. Those 141 people, I asked them, you ate 3 meals and you lost all that weight. When you started gaining the weight back, did you continue eating 3 meals? 100% of them, all of them, says I stopped eating 3 meals a day. They lost the weight eating 3 meals. They stopped eating 3 meals and went to 1 and 2 and snacking here and there. What else is there to say? So you can choose, right, especially my clients, to come up with your own spin and your own way and do it your way. And let's see how that works out for you. But the evidence is clear. People who eat 3 meals, if all things are equal, not only lose the weight, but keep the weight off compared to people who eat 2 meals and 1 meal. And then you go, oh, I read this book and all the celebrities doing intermittent fasting. Okay, go look at those people like Dr. Peter Attia. I respect the guy. I mean, he hasn't done the work I've done. I mean, he's got a lot of followers and he's out there and he's done a whole bunch of things that I've never done. But in this space with weight loss, I mean, there's not much he could do. I mean, I'll take him to school all day, every day. And he's knowledgeable, but I've done the work. I've seen it. And I see where he's fallen short when it comes to weight loss. He may be strong in some other areas, but when it comes to weight loss, he's fallen short because he told people to do intermittent fasting. Years later, he goes, nah, that's not a good idea. Wait a minute. You're the one that came out. That's why you can't be playing with people. You can't one day say, do this, and the next day change your mind. That means there's no real science based on that. And then you see these people flip-flopping all the time with different things. They tell you to do this, then don't do that. I have not done that. And where I have, I will speak up and tell the truth about it. Okay. So I think that's it. If you got questions, reach out to me. And then, one thing, because someone had posted a question. So let me acknowledge that, because I had made a post on Facebook and I talked about a company. I don't think I mentioned the company, but Shackley, which is a direct sales company. They've been around for a long time and it seemed like a good company. So someone I know sent me a press release about Shackley and how they have a protein shake. I think it's like 40 grams of protein that will stimulate GLP-1, and GLP-1 naturally is in our body, which is what these Wegovy, Ozempic, Zepbound, these drugs are based on. And it helps you not be as full, all the positives. So they're like, hey, we have a shake, and the shake, you drink it and it will stimulate GLP-1. Yeah, go. Okay. And you got people buying the shake for that reason. Here's the part they don't tell. Well, let me just also say, I'm not being negative against Shackley. I'm not going to put down their shake. I'm not going to say they're lying, because they're not. Any protein that you consume of any significance is going to stimulate GLP-1. If I eat scrambled eggs, GLP-1 is going to be stimulated. The same as that shake. If I eat a steak that's got protein and fat in it, GLP-1 is going to be stimulated. If I go buy chicken breasts, GLP-1 is going to be stimulated. If I buy protein powder, like any whey protein powder, and drink it, GLP-1 is going to be stimulated. So they're not lying. But our lack of knowledge and understanding, we get pulled into like, oh man, I'm going to buy that shake because it's going to stimulate GLP-1. When all you had to do was go eat a piece of chicken breast. but the marketing, the hype, the money behind it. And then when it's direct sales, you got people who make money promoting products. They're going to tell you about, oh, you got to do this. Hey, you got to do this. Oh, try this. It stimulates GLP-1, and they know a little bit more than you. So then you go, and then you just buy it. But again, great. And now there's some problems with 40 grams because we know through multiple studies, scientific literature, that a man can consume 40 grams of protein, and on average, he will be just fine. But a woman, no, that's too much. And that excess protein, where do you think it goes? Think it's just burned? Did you know that protein can be stored as fat? That's a very long explanation to bring clarity to it, but that's the truth. Anyway, I am Roberto Lorenzo Ferguson. I want to say thank you guys for giving me your time. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. If you want a free consultation, reach out to me. If you're ready to be humble and to succeed and lose the weight and keep it off, reach out to me. And if it's not with me, I will connect you with one of our amazing coaches, because we got some great coaches that are part of the team. Okay. Anyway, I am Roberto Lorenzo Ferguson. This is Diet Free Life with yours truly. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. And soon you'll be meeting my cast of regulars that will be on my show, because come January, we are going to be live, or we're going to have a show every day, Monday through Friday. I will be confirming with you the exact time of the day, but it will be happening. And we will be available on all podcasts, let's say platforms, as well as YouTube. But my first big goal is to get people over to YouTube and to start building there. But we will be live. We got a really good format coming up, and I'll be talking about it and introducing things on a regular. But anyway, thank you for being here. Until the next one, God bless, and we'll chat then. Peace out.
In a world of tanks, there's a new way to see. No more counting calories, just living free. Robert Ferguson's got the plan you need. With diet-free life, it's the key. No more starving, getting rid of inflammation. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see you through. DFL, we're teaching you to eat food right. Teaching you to pair food with each bite. Balancing our body's microbiome, feeling so right. With diet-free life, your health's future's